Have you ever felt like you are standing on the edge of something magnificent, something vast, serene, and filled with infinite potential, but no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to cross over? You sense it, you feel it, yet it remains just out of reach. This is the silent, invisible barrier created by misaligned vibrations, a block that keeps you tethered to the dense energy of the third dimension, unable to fully embrace the higher frequencies of the fifth. So, let us begin with a simple but profound question: what part of you is resisting the flow of the universe? When we talk about the fifth dimension, we are not referring to a distant realm or some faraway paradise. It is here, now, all around us. It is a higher state of consciousness where love, unity, and boundless creation are the natural order of things. But to access it, your vibration must match the energy of this dimension. The issue arises when the field of fifth dimensional energy detects inconsistencies within your vibrational state. It's like trying to tune into a radio station, but static keeps interrupting the signal. That static, my friend, is where the work begins.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
One of the most common reasons the fifth dimension energy field seems to block us is unresolved emotional stagnation. Think about it. How often do you carry the weight of the past? A grudge, regret, or a deep-seated fear that you've convinced yourself is part of who you are. These energies are dense. They create a gravitational pull that traps you in lower vibrational fields. To ascend, you must learn to let go. But here's the catch: letting go is not an act of willpower. It's an act of surrender. Ask yourself this: can I truly forgive, not for others, but for myself? Can I release the stories I've told myself about my limitations, my failures, and my pain? Forgiveness is not just a spiritual virtue, it's a vibrational necessity. Every thought, every belief, every emotion you hold on to carries a frequency. When you cling to anger, shame, or guilt, you are tethering yourself to the third dimensional grid. The fifth dimension, on the other hand, vibrates at the frequency of unconditional love. It is like trying to float in water while clutching a heavy stone. The stone doesn't just weigh you down, it defines your reality. But there's something else happening here. Something deeper. The fifth dimension energy field is not your enemy. It is not trying to block you. Instead, it is acting as a mirror. When you feel blocked, it is because this higher energy is reflecting back to you all the areas in your life where you are out of alignment. Every time you feel stuck, ask yourself, what is the universe trying to show me about myself? Perhaps you have been seeking answers outside yourself, hoping that someone or something will grant you access to this higher state of being. But the truth is, the fifth dimension cannot be granted to you. It must be embodied. And embodiment begins with awareness. Let's talk about awareness, because this is where most of us falter. Awareness is not about watching your thoughts from a distance. It is about stepping into the raw, unfiltered truth of your existence. Are you willing to ask yourself the hard questions? Are you willing to face the parts of yourself that you've buried, ignored, or denied? Because here's the thing: the fifth dimension energy field will amplify whatever is inside you. If you are carrying unresolved pain, that pain will surface. If you are carrying unresolved joy, that joy will expand. This is why so many people feel overwhelmed when they begin to ascend. The energy of the fifth dimension is like a magnifying glass, exposing everything that is hidden. And this is where the real work begins. You must become the alchemist of your own vibration, transmuting lower energies into higher ones. But how do you do this? How do you clear the blocks that keep the fifth dimension at bay? It begins with presence. Not the kind of presence where you sit quietly for 5 minutes and call it meditation. I mean radical, unwavering presence, the kind where you feel every emotion, every sensation, every thought without resistance. When was the last time you truly sat with yourself? Not to fix, judge, or analyze, but simply to feel. This is the gateway to the fifth dimension. The energy field of this dimension responds not to what you do, but to who you are. The more you align with your authentic self, the self that exists beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond separation, the more the fifth dimension opens to you. Take a moment to reflect on this. What parts of yourself have you been hiding, even from yourself? What truths have you been avoiding because they feel too uncomfortable to face? The fifth dimension is not a utopia where all your problems disappear. It is a state of being where you see those problems for what they truly are: lessons, catalysts, and opportunities for growth. It is a realm where you no longer identify with the struggle, but instead embrace the flow. As we move forward, I want you to hold this thought in your heart. You are not being blocked from the fifth dimension. You are being prepared for it. Now that we've explored how the fifth dimension energy field reflects your internal state, let's dive deeper into the process of clearing the path to higher vibrations. If you feel stuck, if you sense that invisible wall between you and the fifth dimension, it's because your energetic body, your vibration, is carrying old patterns, stagnant energy, and outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. These aren't just mental constructs, they are deeply embedded frequencies that need to be released. Let me ask you this: what would your life look like if you stripped away every belief you've ever held about who you are? Would you still recognize yourself? We cling to our identities because they feel safe. Even the pain, the struggle, and the limitations we experience become comforting because they are familiar. But here's the thing: the fifth dimension cannot be accessed through familiarity. It requires a leap into the unknown, an energetic detox so profound that it shakes the foundation of everything you thought you were. This detox begins with awareness, but it must go further. It must reach into the layers of energy that form the foundation of your being. Think of your energetic body like a river. When the flow is clear, you feel aligned, expansive, and in tune with the universe. But over time, debris can accumulate: negative emotions, unresolved traumas, and limiting beliefs. This debris blockages, and the river becomes sluggish, unable to carry you to the higher dimensions. So how do we clear the river? How do we detox our energy field? The first step is to acknowledge the debris. Most of us are so busy trying to fix our lives that we never stop to ask, what am I holding on to, and why? Have you ever noticed how some emotions seem to stay with you, no matter how much you try to move past them? Anger that resurfaces after years, sadness that lingers in the background of your happiest moments, fear that grips you when you least expect it. These emotions are not random. They are messages from your energetic body, asking you to pay attention. But here's the problem: most of us don't listen. Instead, we suppress, distract, or avoid. We use work, entertainment, or even spiritual practices to escape the discomfort of facing our own shadows. And yet, the fifth dimension requires absolute authenticity. You cannot ascend while carrying the weight of what you refuse to confront. So I invite you to sit with yourself. Close your eyes and ask, what emotions am I avoiding? What memories am I afraid to revisit? What parts of myself have I labeled as unacceptable? This is where the detox begins, not by changing anything, but by witnessing it. When you bring awareness to your shadows without judgment, something miraculous happens. The energy begins to move. The debris in your river starts to dissolve. This is not an intellectual process, it is a vibrational one. Let me share a practical technique to help you with this. It's called vibrational release. The next time you feel a heavy emotion, whether it's anger, sadness, or fear, don't push it away. Instead, allow it to rise fully. Feel it in your body. Where does it live? Is it in your chest, your stomach, your throat? Breathe into that space, and instead of resisting, give it permission to exist. Now, here's the key: as you breathe into the emotion, imagine it as energy, not as a problem to solve. See it as a dense frequency that simply needs your attention to transform. Visualize it dissolving, like mist evaporating in the sunlight. This is not about getting rid of the emotion, but integrating it, so it no longer holds power over you. And as you do this, ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? What wisdom does it hold? Every block, every barrier, every painful experience in your life carries a gift. The fifth dimension energy field is not separate from you. It is guiding you, even in the moments that feel like resistance. The question is, can you trust the process? Now let's talk about the role of your beliefs in this energetic detox. Beliefs are like the scaffolding of your vibrational reality. They shape how you perceive the world, how you interact with others, and most importantly, how you see yourself. But here's the catch: many of your beliefs are not your own. Think about it. How many of your beliefs about success, love, or spirituality were inherited from your family, your culture, or society? How many of them are rooted in fear, scarcity, or separation? The fifth dimension, by its very nature, is a realm of unity and abundance. To align with it, you must let go of any belief that reinforces the illusion of lack or disconnection. Take a moment to reflect what beliefs are keeping you small. What stories have you been telling yourself about your worth, your potential, and your purpose? Are they true, or have you simply accepted them as truth? The process of releasing limiting beliefs is not about forcing yourself to think positively. It's about questioning the foundation of your reality. Every time you notice a thought that feels heavy or constricting, ask yourself, whose voice is this? Is this my truth, or is it someone else's projection? As you begin to dismantle these beliefs, you create space for a new vibrational reality to emerge. This is where the fifth dimension energy field begins to flow through you effortlessly. It's not something you have to chase or force. It is your natural state once the debris is cleared. But remember, this is a process. Energetic detox is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice of self-awareness, self-compassion, and self-liberation. Some days the river will flow freely. Other days you'll encounter new debris. The key is to stay present, to stay curious, and to trust that every block is an opportunity for transformation. As we prepare to move deeper into this journey, hold this thought in your heart: the fifth dimension is not something you achieve. It is something you remember. Embodying the fifth dimension, becoming the vibration of unity and love. Now that we've explored how to clear the energetic blocks that keep you tethered to the lower vibrations, it's time to move into the most profound part of this journey, embodying the fifth dimension. This is where the shift occurs, where you no longer see the fifth dimension as something external, something to be reached or attained. Instead, you become it. So let me ask you this: what would happen if you stopped searching for the fifth dimension and instead allowed it to emerge through you? You see, the fifth dimension is not something out there. It is not a distant place or a mystical goal. It is a state of being, a vibration that already exists within you. The challenge is not to find it, but to align with it, to let go of everything that separates you from it. And the greatest barrier of all, the illusion of separation. In the third dimension, we are conditioned to see ourselves as separate from others, from the universe, and even from our own higher self. This illusion is the root of all fear, all conflict, and all suffering. In the fifth dimension, this illusion dissolves. You come to see that you are not a fragment of the universe, you are the universe expressing itself in human form. But what does it mean to live as the vibration of unity and love? It means stepping into a new way of being, one where every thought, every action, every intention is aligned with the frequency of your highest self. It means recognizing that every person you meet, every challenge you face, and every experience you have is a reflection of the divine. Take a moment to reflect on this. What if every interaction in your life was a conversation with the universe? How would you show up differently if you saw everything as sacred? When you embody the fifth dimension, you begin to live from a place of deep inner peace. This peace does not come from external circumstances. It is not the absence of challenges or difficulties. It is the knowing that no matter what happens, you are always connected to the infinite source of love and wisdom within you. But to embody this peace, you must first cultivate it. And this requires a shift in how you relate to yourself. In the third dimension, we are often at war with ourselves, criticizing, comparing, and judging every aspect of who we are. This inner conflict creates a vibrational discord that keeps us stuck. So here's the question: can you love yourself completely, even in your imperfections? Can you embrace the parts of yourself that you've been taught to reject? This is not an easy task, but it is a necessary one. Self-love is the foundation of fifth-dimensional consciousness. When you love yourself unconditionally, you raise your vibration to match the frequency of the fifth dimension. You begin to see yourself not as a flawed human being, but as a divine expression of the universe. And when you see yourself this way, you naturally begin to see others the same way. This brings us to one of the most powerful aspects of embodying the fifth dimension unity consciousness. In the fifth dimension, there is no us and them. There is no separation between you and another person, no division between you and the natural world, no boundary between you and the divine. Everything is connected. Everything is one. But here's the paradox: unity consciousness does not mean losing your individuality. It means embracing your uniqueness as an essential part of the whole. Think of it like a symphony. Each instrument has its own distinct sound, but together they create a harmony that is greater than the sum of its parts. So ask yourself, what is your unique vibration? What gifts do you bring to the symphony of the universe? When you embody the fifth dimension, you begin to live in alignment with your soul's purpose. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job, move to a monastery, or completely change your external life. It means bringing the energy of the fifth dimension into everything you do. Whether you're washing dishes, working on a project, or having a conversation with a friend, you can infuse every moment with a vibration of love, gratitude, and presence. This is where the practical aspect of fifth dimensional living comes in. It's not about escaping the physical world. It's about transforming your experience of it. It's about seeing the divine in the mundane, finding joy in the simple and creating beauty in the ordinary. But let's be honest, living in the fifth dimension is not always easy. There will be moments when you feel pulled back into the density of the third dimension. Moments when fear, doubt, or old patterns resurface. This is part of the journey. The key is not to resist these moments or judge yourself for them. Instead, see them as opportunities to deepen your practice. When you feel disconnected, ask yourself, what part of me needs love right now? What am I being invited to heal or release? Every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose presence over distraction, you strengthen your connection to the fifth dimension. And over time, this way of being becomes your new default. There is one more important aspect of embodying the fifth dimension that we need to address: service. When you align with the vibration of unity and love, you naturally feel called to serve others. This doesn't mean sacrificing yourself or neglecting your own needs. It means allowing your light to shine in a way that uplifts those around you. So let me ask, how can you use your gifts to contribute to the awakening of others? How can you bring more love, more compassion, and more joy into the world? Service is not about grand gestures or heroic acts. It's about the small, everyday choices you make to live in alignment with your highest self. It's about being a source of kindness in a world that often feels divided. It's about showing others, through your own example, what it means to live in the fifth dimension. As we come to the end of this journey, I want to leave you with one final thought: the fifth dimension is not a destination. It is a way of being. It is a choice you make in every moment to align with the highest version of yourself. So the next time you feel blocked, the next time you feel like the fifth dimension is out of reach, remember this: it is not something you need to attain. It is already within you, waiting to be remembered, waiting to be remembered, waiting to be embodied. You are the fifth dimension. You are the vibration of unity and love. You are the universe awakening to itself. Peace, love, and light to you all.